Hello, everyone. This is Chrism, and I'd like to welcome you to this conversation about your Kundalini awakening experiences. Sorry I'm a little late for this Saturday's live video. Sometimes I get caught up in writing certain information, and it just dominates my time. Everything else leaves my focus except for the what and how the Kundalini in me wants to be phrased to people. So I apologize for being late today. I'm about 20 minutes late, and I would like to thank Rosemary Goliath for getting me back on track, sending me a private message saying, "Hey, where the heck are you?" so, so yeah, it's just like wow. It's just like you. I was writing this thing called Kundalini Church, and it was very, very important for her for the grace within me to have that written in a way that is understandable, of course, but also there's multi levels of meanings there, and it's a very strange weave and harmony of different truths that the grace will formulate within this logical linear type of communications that we're used to partaking of. It's a very delicate weave, and yet it's very sturdy at the same time. But in its inception, like Kundalini, like people who first come into the Kundalini, it becomes a very important part of the process, this beginning process, to be given levels of nurturance that go beyond the people's likes and dislikes or complaints or anything. A couple of people have come online on the group lately, and they're in the beginning stages, and it's very, very important for people to begin to nurture their Kundalini rather than be afraid of it, to respect what is happening to them rather than be terrorized by it. And so treating people, within these types of circumstances, it's very important that they get off on the right foot. Not saying that they're always going to stay there, not saying that they won't make a mistake or they won't, have some challenges later on, but it is saying that they're given the opportunity to develop a baseline understanding, and within that baseline understanding, people can always come back to that base. They can always come back to the understanding that Kundalini is intelligent. It is intelligent, it is smart, it is self-aware within you. And a lot of the people will say, well, everything is you. I mean, everything that you experience is you, and it's you, and it's you, and it's you, and it is not always you, my friends. Yes, it is your perception of creation. It is your perception. But it is not always you. And this goes into the whole duality, oneness type of stuff, which I won't go into at the moment. I mean, I'm going to check to see if I've already gone into that so that I'm not being redundant here. But within the paradigm that we live in, on this world, in this multiverse, this area here is dual and non-dual at the same time. And so you can be part of your telephone here and at one with it. So you're separate here. There's the phone right there. I'm here. Phone is there. We are one and we are separate at the same time. So it's important for people to understand that. Uh, Often when you get into the Kundalini zone, it is a zone that even though you are cogent of what is happening around you, at least I'm speaking from my own experience with this. When I'm in that zone, I can be aware of what's happening around me. I can be aware of the bird making those noises. I can be aware of the dogs scratching themselves or doing whatever. I can be aware of a car going by, but it is way in the back of my focus. It's not something that I'm really, really focusing on, and so I'm hearing it, but I'm not hearing it at the same time. When the Kundalini takes me over, and it typically does when I'm writing these things, that is all that matters. That is all that matters. And it comes out in a way that is broad enough for many people to understand on many different levels. The Kundalini writings that come through me are multi-dimensional in a way. They have the ability to activate a person's Kundalini. They have the ability to drive a person who already has Kundalini deeper into their Kundalini. This has been proven to me over and over and over, and so I don't doubt it. And I don't want you to doubt it either. These writings that come, and there are other people that can write on this multi-level, in this multi-level way, guided by Kundalini. I've read them. I've seen it. I've seen it very clearly in some other people. Not everybody can do it, though, and it's not a common thing with Kundalini people. But others have done it, and you can see the thread of divinity that interlocks every word that they're writing into this great tapestry of beauty and wisdom and divine understandings. And this is what happens with me when I'm writing as well. And some of you may agree, some of you may go, "Oh my God, your punctuation is so screwy." That may be. I do add a period and a comma here and there. But anyway, when you read the writings of Yogananda, when you read the writings of some of these Indian masters, Gopi Krishna is a great example of this. Gopi Krishna definitely has the Kundalini. So when you read his work, you can feel the divine emanation coming from it. Okay? And there have been other Indian gurus that have that facility. I'm trying to think of the one guy down there in the southern part, but I can't remember his name. Darn it. Anyway, Gopi Krishna definitely has this, and I think Yogananda also definitely has that. Read it and read it again, and you will feel different buttons being pushed as your awareness increases. The bird is he's really having a good time with this. Thank you. So anyway, when you read these Kundalini writings, you really want to read them again and again and again. You don't want to just make it that one reading. And if your interest is wavering, then maybe you don't need to read at this point. Maybe that's something for later on. Okay. It's the same with the videos. YouTube videos can also emit the radiance that the person making the video has given into that video. You don't need special effects. You don't need anything but just that person having the Kundalini, speaking the words that are given by the Kundalini, which automatically brings radiance into the discussion. And you just listen to that, and you can also receive that way. So this live recording would be along the lines of divine radiant communication. Divine radiant communication. You got to remember now, you don't want to drift off into egotism and going, oh God, look at that Chrism there. He thinks he's divine. What an idiot. He can't even, look, he didn't even comb his hair. How can he be divine if he doesn't comb his hair? Well, look, he's got wispies. We are all divine, which means that we all have the potential for divine expression. We are not, by far, we are not all expressing from a divine level. See, this is the difference. Everybody wants to, it's like, yeah, I'm God, I'm God, I'm God. I'm God. I'm God of my multiverse. I'm God of my universe. I'm God of my life. I'm God of my car. I'm God of my children. I'm God of my school. I'm God. I'm God. I am God. See? Even the bird is saying, I'm God. Okay? But you're not expressing that way. You have the potential within you, but you're not expressing that way yet. And it requires Kundalini. It requires Kundalini to truly begin to express from a divine standpoint, from an inner divine development, that the actual divine can begin to speak through you. And that is not always an easy path, because in many ways we have to put our ego on hold. We have to put our ego on hold, and that's not always the most comfortable thing. So I just want you to understand that, and reread the writing. Watch the YouTube videos over and over and over and over, and you will get different levels of information almost every single time. Okay? And this is the quality of radiance coming through the video, coming through the words. You have to understand, when you write the words are written in a very particular combination. Shakti, Divine Feminine, knows how to write words in very specific ways. Hang on a second. Please. Thank you. The bird wants to be part of the conversation here, and I'm not sure we can understand her, but she's a real good person to have here. Anyway, so the Shakti will create an orchestration of wisdom. It's like a music of wisdom within the written word. And it's that music of wisdom that sticks to your heart and sticks to your mind and allows you to begin to understand greater levels of information, greater levels of divine understanding, and to apply that to your life in very specific ways. So I see a lot of people here saying hello. Hello, Yasmin. And I see Catherine and Durr and Jenny and Nicole, Jason and Cindy and Paula and Bridget and Priya and Bucheb. Amen. And I just want to say hello to all of you. Gordon and Athanasia and Emma and Taylor and David. And I just want to, the last few times I haven't acknowledged the people that are watching live, and this is a live program. And I just want to acknowledge you and thank you for your attention in these areas. Feel it. Feel the grace wash over you and wash inside you. Feel it. Let it be accepted by you. That's the other thing is, if we get so ensconced with our scientific expectations, if we get so wrapped up in that we cannot receive other forms of wisdom, then those other forms of wisdom will have to be forced on us. And grace will force those wisdoms. And it may be part of a great struggle for you to to accept those wisdoms and to begin to internalize those wisdoms, because they go against, your PhD, if you have a PhD, or your master's, or your bachelor's, or this great level of informational based egotism that that exists in our society. So you must try to surmount that, to step over that, to get that out of your way. And yeah, I see the hearts, and I love you all too. I see you, Leela, and everybody who's watching. And I just want to say, I'm going to do a couple of more videos today, live, and I just want to thank you for watching this one. See you soon.